As a nutritionist, people often ask me how they can still enjoy yummy treats without feeling bloated and inflamed. Well, the good news is that I'm very well versed in how to make realistic but healthy and delicious treats for the holidays. And today I'm going to be sharing my mini pumpkin pie recipe. Now, unlike traditional pumpkin pies, these contain far less carbohydrates and none of the crazy added sugars and artificial ingredients that you're going to find at the store. What's up YouTube? Welcome to the Metabolic Living channel. My name is Bella. I'm the lead nutritionist and recipe developer here at Metabolic Living. If I haven't met you yet, hello and welcome. So excited that you're here today. Very simple recipe, mini pumpkin pies. They're adorable and they're delicious and they're not gonna make you feel really horrible after having like one slice. So for this recipe, we're going to start off actually with our crust ingredients. So for the crust ingredients, you are going to need 2.5 cups of almond flour, 1/3 cup of sweetener of your choice. Now, I really love to use the golden monk fruit sweetener by Low-Carb, absolutely delicious, and especially in baked goods. However, you could use any sweetener that you fancy, to be honest, and this recipe would still work fabulously well. You're also going to need 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then 1 pasture-raised organic egg. You're also, for your crust, gonna need 1/4 cup of grass-fed butter. Now you can use ghee here, you can use coconut oil if you're dairy-free. All of them work really well. It's just whatever you fancy and whatever tastes and allergies and all that kind of stuff that you have. All right, so moving on to our filling ingredients, the classic pumpkin filling that we all know and love, especially at this time of the year. So what you're going to need is 1/2 cup of organic pumpkin puree. You can buy it from the store or make your own, whatever you fancy. Just please do not buy, because this will completely defeat the point of this healthier pumpkin pie recipes. Please do not buy that like pre-packaged pumpkin pie stuff that already has loads of sugar. So if you're confused, look at the back and make sure that the only ingredient is organic pumpkin. You don't want sugar, you don't even want like cinnamon and nutmeg, and as delicious as those things are, you don't want it in your pumpkin. So 1/2 can of organic pumpkin puree, the good stuff. You're also going to need 1/4 cup of full fat coconut milk. You're going to need 1/3 cup of sweetener. Again, I'm using the golden Low-Carb. You're going to need another egg. And then you are, of course, going to need 1 teaspoon of the infamous pumpkin pie spice. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, no pumpkin recipe would be complete without it. And then you're also going to need 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, and then 1/2 teaspoon again of our trusty vanilla extract. So let's go ahead and get started with our recipe. What you're going to do, first things first, preheat that oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and you are going to grab a cupcake tray like this. Now you do have an option if you have these silicone liners, and I highly recommend them. They're very affordable. You can get them on Amazon or even in some big grocery stores. Very simple, just pop the silicone liners into the wells. This is gonna make our little pies really easy to get out. There's nothing worse than when the paper ones stick to the pie. You actually can't even get it out. The other option is just to lightly grease wells and actually put your pies directly in. Again, a little bit trickier to get out, so just be a little bit cautious with that option. We are gonna start off by making our crust ingredients. So grab a large bowl like so, and then pop in just all your crust ingredients. Very simple. Pouring in that almond flour here. We've got our Low-Carb monk fruit going in. We're gonna crack a good old egg in there. Gorgeous, look at that beautiful orange yolk. We're gonna put our 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then we're gonna add that 1/4 cup of grass-fed butter. As I mentioned, you can of course also use ghee. I really like the Kerrygold brand of butter, but there are lots of them out there, and even better if you have access to a local farmer, and that's great. Popping this off to the side. Then what you're gonna do is just mix everything together till it's nice and smooth. It's gonna be like a little bit crumbly, the dough, which is kind of traditional of a pie crust, but just keep stirring until you kind of get a loose dough. I will say do not be afraid to use your hands here if you fancy it. I'm definitely going to do that. It's just going to make it far easier for me. Okay, we're looking good here with our dough. gorgeous. So this is kind of what it should look like. As I mentioned, it's a little bit crumbly, but not bad. You can still firm a big round ball. So what we're gonna do is grab that beautiful muffin liner, and then you can use a tablespoon if you want to be very accurate and precise, or you can just kind of shove it in. But I like to do about 2 tablespoons in each well. Because I've been baking for a while, I can just kind of eyeball these things, to be honest. So I'm just gonna start off by popping those in to each well. I think overall that looks pretty darn even. All right, fabulous. Once you've put them all in, set the bowl off to the side. And then what you're gonna do in each is you're gonna, using your thumb, again, you can use a spoon if you kind of feel more comfortable doing that. But what you're gonna do is just essentially create a large well at the bottom, and then press the remaining pie crust up the side of the silicone liner. So essentially what you're doing is forming by hand these kind of mini pie crusts. Hopefully you guys can see this clearly. I do find it a lot easier, honestly, just to use your hands. And just kind of repeat that with all of them. Not necessarily the most fun part of this recipe, but I promise you it will be worth it at the end. Awesome, these are looking fabulous. They are all complete. So now what I'm gonna do is pop these into the oven at that 350 temperature for 10 minutes. Alrighty, while our pie crusts are cooking, we're gonna go ahead and make our delicious pumpkin filling. So grab a bowl if you are like me and don't love cleanup. You can just grab the same bowl, that's absolutely fine. Then what you're gonna do is pop in that half a can of pumpkin puree. And then you're gonna pop in the 1/4 cup of coconut milk. Just a reminder that this is the coconut milk from the can. The regular stuff won't actually be thick enough, so won't create the perfect texture of our pumpkin pie filling. We're also gonna add in our Low-Carb golden monk fruit. We're gonna crack in an egg. And then we are gonna add that pumpkin pie spice and that salt. And then to finish things off, our vanilla extract. Then what you are going to do, using a whisk, just whisk all of these together. You can use your KitchenAid here if you fancy it, but I just want to show you guys that you absolutely can do this by hand. Just takes a little bit of arm work, a little bit of an arm workout. So just continue whisking until everything is combined, smooth and creamy. That is already looking great. Awesome. Then I'm just going to set this aside while I wait for those crusts to be done, and then there's really only a few more steps. Okay, pie crusts are looking really great. Now it's time to add that gorgeous pumpkin filling. So I'm going to grab a small spoon here, and I like to, essentially what you're doing is just splitting the pumpkin pie filling very evenly between the pies. I personally like to do about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of pie mixture in each. But it's entirely up to you. All right, these look absolutely gorgeous. They are a little bit messy, but that's all right. If you are new to this channel, you will quickly learn that about me. I'm not the neatest cook in the world, but I do make things taste delicious, I promise. Anyway, what you're gonna do is pop these back into the oven for 30 minutes. Now, they're gonna be kind of set, but they may look a little bit jiggly. Don't panic, that's okay. They're then gonna go into the refrigerator. So, about 30 minutes at that 350 temperature. These little pumpkin pies are looking absolutely perfect. So excited. So what you're gonna see, if you lift them up and give them a little jiggle, or just kind of give them a little poke, they are still a little bit jiggly. That's actually okay, that's perfect. They're cooked enough, so they're actually safe to eat, but they do have that little bit of a jiggle. But now what you're gonna do is pop these into the fridge for 1 hour, and then they're gonna be absolute perfection and ready to eat. Well, there we go, tiny little bite-sized low-carb, junk-free pumpkin pies. These are the perfect addition to any holiday feast or just at any time during the season because, you know, pumpkin pie, it's pumpkin season. Anyway, I hope you guys love these as much as me and my family do. Please let me know if you did make these in the comments below, or any additional thoughts or tips or anything that you guys have for me. I always love reading the comments under our videos. Please also make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button to our YouTube channel. I have so many really exciting holiday and fall and winter treats coming up, and I would hate for you guys to miss out. Also, you can head over to social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and even TikTok now over at Metabolic Living. And as I said, I post new recipes all the time. And we also have workouts, doctor's tips, all the great things to help you be your healthiest self. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Enjoy your little pies, and I will see you all in another recipe video.